Number 56 in the Radiance range is Bandits of Orgosolo, which is a film by Vittorio De Seta. And I was really interested in this release specifically because it comes with a second disc, number 57, in the Radiance range, which is almost 10 short films by Vittorio De Seta, a filmmaker that I knew very little about. And I felt that this was a great introduction to the filmmaker because after seeing both Bandits of Orgosolo and the 10 short films, I've got a real feeling of what this filmmaker was all about. And with his feature debut, Bandits of Orgosolo, we see him going into the Sardinian mountains with Sardinian shepherds, non-actors, to create this wonderfully affecting story.
Il fucile serve per cacciare, per difendersi, ma anche per assalire. Possono diventare banditi da un giorno all'altro.
We have this brother team, a younger brother, an older one who has his own flock. This is something he's still paying off the debt on. He's just trying to make ends meet, trying to make a better foundation for his life than his father had before him, while bringing his brother along for the journey. At the start, he bumps into some bandits, and this is a kind of catalyst for everything that's going to change in the film. His encounter with these people, although he does nothing wrong, makes the police kind of sit up and take notice of him and chase after him.
Che cosa stai facendo da qui? Sono con le pecore. Dammi un po' I documenti.
And he's stuck because he's got this flock of goats that he needs to deal with. It's his whole function to pay off this debt, to give himself a better life. He would turn himself into the police, but he has a complete distrust of them, and they seem hell-bent on catching him regardless, so he's on the run. And we just kind of watch these two characters, these two brothers, cope as they try to continue their business, as they make this arduous journey over these mountain ranges, which are spectacular to look at, just doing their day-to-day thing, while the police hunt them down.
Ma quelli li prendono. Vedrai, questione di tempo. Sì, tanto però, che faccio? Devo restare nascosto.
There are some wonderfully fun moments within this film, moments where they are just treating their herd, looking after them, just walking through the mountains as they kind of bump into other people, the way they kind of converse. They're always on guard, always a bit wary, the way they methodically go about creating their wares to sell, how they milk the goats, how they kind of create the product. It's all very simplistic. It is a simple life. These aren't people with grand ideas. The biggest idea they have is to have a better foundation for their future. And it comes across really well in the film. You know, you have these wonderful non-actors playing roles, versions of themselves, and it comes across in such a hard-hitting way. And it's a movie that slowly catches up with you as you see the tension and the suspense build up in small sequences as the police slowly close in on them, as things start to happen throughout the film, which I don't want to spoil for you, as tragedies befall them, as choices are made, as choices are forced to be made, as our main character is kind of pushed into a situation. It's beautiful. It's got these wonderful location shots that are fantastic. It has this wonderfully subtle score throughout it. Most of it's ambient sound. Every now and again there is some music in it, but it's just driven by nature itself. And that leaks into his short films that predated this, which you can definitely see this being a natural progression for his film.
Ma sparavano a te?
Sì, da lontano.
Questa notte sono tornati. Sono passati proprio qui sotto.
Bandits of Orgosolo was surprisingly great. It was one of those movies that hit hard. The brothers' relationship was great. The relationship with his community was torn apart at certain points. There was a deep distrust of the police that comes through this one as well. And these kind of people who just want to survive, who just want to live, who just want to do the best that they can. No lofty ideals, just want to do the best they can. And it seems like almost everything is trying to stop them from doing that. Stunning film. Let's dive in and have a look at the extras on this disc. Here we are in the disc for Bandits of Orgosolo. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have Ishan Koshbakt. This is a newly recorded interview with the filmmaker who discusses Bandits of Orgosolo, recorded for Radiance in 2023. And this is 11 minutes 10 seconds. And we get into some interesting tidbits here. I think the probably most surprising one was the fact that Michele in the film is dubbed by none other than Jean-Marie Valente, which was really surprising. How he equates the film to Bicycle Thieves and its impact when it's first shown. Next up, we have Luciano Tovoli. We have this newly recorded interview with the cinematographer discussing meeting Vittorio De Seta and his experiences making the film, recorded in November 2023. Again, he has some interesting facets, talking about his career, how he surprisingly went from being a graduate straight into a DP role, how he kind of managed that, some fun anecdotal stories as well. And you have the trailer on the disc. There is also a 24-page booklet with this one, which has one essay in it, An Anthropologist with the Voice of a Poet by Roberto Curti, which is an excellent read. And that's the extras for the Bandits of Orgosolo. So there we have it. Film alone, fantastic. I would highly recommend this. This was one that really surprised me. I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but I got something that was far greater than I expected. So I eagerly dove into number 57, The Lost World, to check out these short films. Now, the first one, The Forgotten, or however way you look at them, is about 20 minutes. Every other one is 10 to 11 minutes. And they're wonderfully set up. They are without voiceovers. You get a little bit of text at the start, just setting up what these people are doing. And then you see them almost a day in their life or doing a task. And it's so simplistic in the way that they're set up, but they're fascinating. It feels like a lost time. It's people within their own communities just working for each other, working as a community to survive, doing different things, whether it be fishing or harvesting corn, or whether it's getting ready for a festival or Easter kind of festivities, what they do for that. It focuses on these various aspects, and through the visual medium creates a kind of knowledge of what's going on. They're marvellously shot. They show these wonderful characters doing their, or living their lives. It has this beautiful colour palette throughout it, and it just feels like you're prying into something that maybe you shouldn't be prying into. Wonderful kind of snapshots of life. I kind of burned through all of these and just found them fascinating to watch, and I think you'll probably find the same. Here we are in the disc for The Lost World. If we go into the main play feature, you can see a list of all the shorts that are included with this disc. Into the special features, we have Vittorio De Seta himself. This is an archival interview in which the director discusses his short work and the people who featured in them. This was recorded in 2008 and is 18 minutes 20 seconds, and it's wonderful, especially after seeing the movie and all the shorts, to hear the man talk about his work himself, why he chose to do what he did, how he went about it, his thought process as he did so. Was fantastic, a great addition to the disc. Next, we have Ehsan Koshbakt. It's a newly recorded interview with the curator and filmmaker, and he discusses the director, his documentary film work, and it was recorded November 2023, and this runs at 21 minutes and 4 seconds. Now, the first one on the first disc that he appeared was all about the Bandits of Orgosolo. This is all about his documentary fare, and it's really great because you can tell there's an obvious passion here, the way he talks about the subjects, why they were chosen, the sort of legacy that De Seta has left behind him and how he feels it should be much bigger. It's a really interesting talking head. and that's the extras for The Lost World. This is another fantastic disc from Radiance, highly recommended. It's wonderful, and a real surprise. If you haven't picked it up, pick it up. It's really worth it. I'd love to know your thoughts on Bandits of Orgosolo, if you've seen it, or any of De Sitta's other movies, because I'm really curious now, especially after checking out all of those short films. So let me know your thoughts and any thoughts about the filmmaker in the comment box below. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff in the description box below, links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com, always, in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.